Ladies and gentlemen, it is the women's quarter-finals day here at the 2017 BDO World Trophy. And we now bring to the stage a former Winmore World Masters finalist, a winner of 4 BDO ranking titles from the county of Yorkshire, Rachel Brooks. We now bring to the stage a BDO World Trophy finalist and twice Winmore World Masters champion. She's the current holder of 17 BDO World ranking titles, the world #1, the Dark Destroyer, Deta Hedman.
Well, Deta Hedman is going to have a drink of water, and well earned, I'm sure, already, because she did say to me earlier, and we're all aware, those of us who were able to go in the practice room, she's always there, practicing away, and no doubt fully prepared for this, as will Rachel Brooks be. And they, of course, playing for the right to meet the Bromwich-Slover or Hammond in the next round, i.e. the semi-finals. Hugh, your thoughts about this game? I think personally Deta's in splendid form. It's going to be difficult for Rachel, but your thoughts?
I agree, John, and I think Deta has to be right up there with the tournament favourites, of course, especially after the departure of Lisa Ashton 2 days ago, courtesy of Anka Zylstra's brilliant performance there. There are people left in the tournament to stop Deta, of course, no less Rachel Brooks, her opponent today. We saw Raelene de Graaf put in a fine performance earlier on today against the Welsh lady Rhiannon Griffiths. I just want to say a quick word about Wesley Harms, though, John, because I was so impressed with his performance, because he really did have to grind that result out.
So we're going to get underway with this. Sorry about that, Hugh. I just wanted to... I think these are the first 3 darts of the game. Yes, Wes was the way, but he thought he came back well, didn't he?
Thank you, ladies and
gentlemen. They are
first
ready now.
leg,
It's Deta, in fact, throwing first.
Game on.
Was my fault. I stopped you in full flow there.
Oh, no, not at all. Is Deta will be looking to be in full flow with these first 3 darts of the match?
96.
Good start. Good solid start. Typical of Deta as a player, really, isn't it, John? Solid, consistent, dependable. Always has been, right the way through her 20-year-plus career.
But her form, she would admit, has occasionally dipped. She's struggled to find it. But I feel at the moment that she's playing as well as I've seen her in the last 5 or 6 years. She's certainly put in some impressive performances, but she's a realist. She knows that it's all about the next game, the next day. You've got to put behind you what's gone and prepare for the next match. Rachel from North Lincolnshire, I think a Yorkshire girl originally, but now settled in North Lincolnshire, which is not a million miles away, in a place called Root.
Deta Hedman, a 3-time world finalist, lost to 3 different players in all those 3 finals. Anastasia de Bramislova, the first one in 2012, was defeated by Lisa Ashton in 2014 and then Trina Gulliver in 2016. So 2012, 2014 and 2016. I mean, there are some good omens there for the 2018 Lakeside, if she can go one better.
Yes.
66.
And if she were to go one better and lift the Lakeside in 2018, there wouldn't be many more popular winners than Deta Hedman.
That's a fact. Waited a long time for Martin Adams to lift the title, and then, of course, he added to it a couple of times. It would be popular, but of course, the BDO World Trophy would be a nice one for anyone to pick up, but Deta especially, of course. She is so very popular. Rachel, very experienced, managed to beat Sharon Prinz in the
135
opening round with a 4-2 scoreline to her advantage.
Yes, she really started to come on the scene around 2012, 2013 time, did Rachel Brooks.
23.
Reached the Winmore World Masters final in years gone by. Hasn't really ever done herself justice at Lakeside at the World Championships. Maybe that will come with a bit more experience on that big stage. But she's ahead in this leg.
41.
Same size as this stage, isn't it? I'm sure it is. I know what you mean. I think it's on the day. It's on the day. The better players will always prevail, and Rachel's not seeded for this because she isn't one of the best players. She's a good
60.
player. They all are,
Rachel, you
but
require
Deta's the
118.
number one seed, and I would expect her to win this, though nothing is certain in life, never mind in darts.
Well, 18 for tops would be a very good way to start. Double top for the first leg. Yeah,
Game
it's
shot,
brilliant.
the first leg, Rachel Brooks.
Can't argue with that. She's a leg ahead now.
Second leg, Rachel to throw
having
first.
come against the
Game
throw. Excellent finish. Very quiet. Very still.
Yes, she does things in her own way, does
81.
Rachel Brooks up there. Plays her own game. Doesn't worry so much about the opponent, no matter who it is, or what they're doing, how they're playing.
Spring-loaded
58.
arrows, a shimmer and a shudder as they hit the board.
Yes, there's a lot of arm movement in the action of these two players, isn't there, John? We see Rachel raises her arm up and then it's all in the wrist as she releases the dart and floats them through the air. Whereas Deta, we can see how wavy her action is, and she rather sort of forces them rather than floats them into the board.
Yeah, she pushes
80.
the dart. And Rachel, as you say, tends to float them. Yes, that little bit of application of the wrist as well.
100.
Put on. Reward. But it'll come up high, then down and back towards the chin before the release.
77.
Already through to the semi-finals of this women's competition is Aileen de Graaf of the Netherlands, and she'll be playing Anke Zylstra from the same nation. We have a
121.
semi-final to be determined. One of these two against Anastasia de Bromislova, or who does she play in? Oh, Corinne Hammond, the Australian, of course. That game to come in a short while after next on, I think, is
58.
Glenn Durrant. Always look forward to seeing Glenn on stage. Always puts in a good performance, and he's playing Andy Fordham. To me, that's a cracking game to look forward to.
Yes, I'm looking forward to Corrine Hammond against Anastasia Dobramislova. Should be really a high-quality
75.
affair, and whoever wins this knows that they'll have a very tough match again in the semi-finals. Now, Deta just taking a step back, not having things her own way up there so far today, it's fair to say. Behind in this leg again. Only the best of 7, remember, the first of 4.
100.
So Rachel, after
Rachel,
these
you
3
require
darts,
115.
could be halfway to victory. Or will be halfway to victory if she hits this. Now 95, yes. Always likes to check with the referee, does Rachel. Treble 19 for double 19. Well, a long way off, so can only set it up now.
87.
Yes, good dart, good recovery.
Deta,
Well,
you
Deta
require
wants
128.
128, so maybe she'll go across for 18s with her first dart. Then if she hits the single 18, she now can still check out with treble 20 and the bullseye. Oh, that would have been a
81.
terrific finish. And maybe
Rachel,
she
you require
needed it,
28.
because Rachel Brooks waits on 28 to hold her throw to go 2 legs to 0 up. And as Hugh, the mathematician supreme, acknowledges, she'll be halfway to the 4 that she needs for victory. Fraction inside,
Good shot
that's
in the second
excellent
leg,
darts,
Rachel Brooks.
excellent from
Third leg,
Rachel
Deta
Brooks,
to
and
throw
you're quite
first.
right, she's giving
Hedman.
Deta something to think about here now. Deta.
Well, in a tournament of shocks so far in the ladies, are we about to see another one? Not if Deta has anything to say about it.
180.
Nice to watch. No, she'll give her all, Deta, to get back in there. But great start by Rachel. Very impressed. Her finishing has been excellent. And getting down to the finish hasn't been
140.
bad either. Darts like that. 180 from Deta, 140 from Rachel. It's a bit different to the last women's match we saw, with great respect to Trina and Anka. Neither really produced anything like the quality, the standard that they can, but certainly here we're seeing some splendid throwing.
100.
180, 140, 100. Apparently her husband Tony will be shearing the sheep, coming in, watching her game up there up in North Links.
140.
This is super duper leg. Super duper leg. Successive 140s from Rachel Brooks. A 180 and a 140 from Deta Hedman. Sorry, a 180 and a ton, I mean.
22.
Well, maybe the fact that Rachel has stayed within touching distance has affected Deta. Certainly that wasn't her best visit ever. And now, chance to steal a march and really make those 2 140s tell.
60.
To land her on a difficult but possible finish.
Needs a treble.
59.
Doesn't find it,
Rachel,
so
you require 161.
Brooks, 161. Well, 90 left. That's a good dart, so treble 18 probably.
89.
Right, 140
Deta, you
for
require
Deta.
140.
Well, this is the kind of 140 you really want when you're 2-0 down and your opponent's on 72. Another one of those. Oh, unlucky. Nice.
81.
Ah, dear. Stray dart. Couldn't
Rachel, you
afford that,
require
really.
72.
A ton would have left her tops. She's effectively lost a dart if she does get to the board. Only 2 darts at a double instead. And maybe she won't come to the board if Rachel has her way
32.
over the top of her target. So,
Deta, you require
59.
59.
How she wished she'd got that 20 with that last dart. She'd be going straight now for tops, but 19 for tops. Now, 4. Yes,
Shot
it
in the
had
third
to
leg.
be.
Deta Hedman.
It had to be.
Fourth leg, Rachel
Deta
to go
surely
first. Game
couldn't
on.
afford to go 3-0 down, and she knew it. But Rachel missed a dart there at tops to go 3-0 up. Wonder if that will cost her.
Absolutely, and that's the first negative thing to go against Rachel Brooks in this game so far. She's had it all her own way, but just that one dart missed a double at tops for 3-0, and now it's her first test of
45.
character in this match. Only kicks off with 45. Opportunity knocks for Hedman.
You're far too young to remember a programme on television called Opportunity
84.
Knocks.
I think I am just ever so slightly.
Yes, it was a good fun that with Hughie Green.
Maybe they could bring it back with Hughie Ware.
140.
Got to have a Canadian accent. It's not the same without the Canadian accent.
Maybe we could get Jeff Smith as...
Yes. Ignored the 140. Well, we didn't ignore it, but didn't refer to that 140 again from Rachel. She's really
100.
scoring well. And Deta, this is a very high-scoring game. Nice to watch. Giving their all, both players.
I do get the impression, though, John, that both players are really in their own rhythm. Sometimes we see, particularly in very fast games,
100.
the players seem to almost sort of bounce off each other's rhythm up there, but both of these
Yes.
players are very much doing their own thing.
Yes, it's a slow tempo, and therefore, yes, they're living within their own tempo rather than reacting to each other in terms of tempo, in terms of the
60.
pace of the match. And it's the fact that it's a high-scoring game that makes it still an interesting match. If it were a low-scoring game at this pace, then it can become a little tedious. But there's nothing tedious about
38.
it. It's a very high-quality game.
It does very much look like Deta is having to work the harder of the two up there, though. No, not just because she's losing because of the scoreboard, but I just get the impression she's really having to battle her way through this, and there's more evidence of it here. Only 4 scored, taking a breath, recomposing.
11.
11, that's what I do on exhibitions. If somebody gets 11, have a good laugh with them.
Well,
There's
Deta
a
won't
bit
be
more-
laughing.
This is a bit more serious, in fairness, yes.
Yes, Deta won't be laughing at that.
26.
Oh, Rachel won't be well, she is laughing.
Quality's just dipped a little, hasn't it, in this leg? Maybe it's because we're now well into the game and so much to play for. But she's got great character, Deta. She could hear, oh, that's unlucky.
42.
Really trying to
should
strain
require
herself, really
152.
strain to find the target that she was, that last leg before when they hit Deta a ton 80, a couple of 140s from Rachel and tons as well.
60.
That's a memory of the past, the recent past now, and now searching here to stay in this leg. 204, that makes it 144. That makes it 84.
140.
Makes it 40,
Rachel, you require
64 rather.
92.
That's absolutely brilliant from Deta. It's just what she wanted. And whilst the leg is far from being hers, it's given her a better chance. Rachel going for 72 here, double six now. And that would have
86.
been a bit special, and I think it would have been
Deta,
a
you
hammer
require
blow for Deta
64.
Hedman. 64 now to level up at 2 legs all. That 140 has given her a great chance. 56 left. Tops wanted for parity.
24.
Just over the
Rachel, you
top,
require
so
6.
we know a lady dart player who's married to over the top. Double three. Oh, that's a long way off. Disaster for
Deta, you
Rachel
require
Brooks.
40.
Hedman back in. Double top for 2 apiece. Oh, double 15 now. Awkward.
Fraction over the top of that. And that's
Being
exactly
shot the
what
fourth
she
leg.
did.
Deta
Used
Hedman.
that dart nicely as
Fifth leg. Deta
mental
to
measurement,
first.
if you like.
Game on.
Mental adjustment as well as the physical outcome of it. Yes, it is a high scoring game, but there have been too many missed doubles and especially some low scores which have kept
60.
the averages down. Rachel's is very respectable. Deta would be disappointed to be below 70.
Well, no emotion from Deta when she hit that double 15, but that would have meant the world to her up there. The
Well, when you're in the meat of a game like this, there's little point in showing emotion.
30.
She's not that kind of character, is she?
she's not in general. No, we do see outpouring of emotion from Deta sometimes, but only really when the occasion calls for it.
Yeah, that's right.
But Rachel Brooks has had darts to win every leg of this
66.
match. Missed one dart for 3-0 in the third leg. Missed 2 darts
Yeah.
in the fourth leg.
You could argue that the game would be over therefore, but history's changed. If there's something else happens than there hasn't.
140.
It's like when somebody says, oh, they hit the bar, they hit the post, should have had a penalty. They won 1-0 and they should have been 4-0. I say history would have been changed if the one that hit the bar had gone in. The whole history of the match would have been different. And it's the same in darts, it's the same in life.
60.
Well, I think the biggest story of today so far was that brilliant comeback win earlier today from Conan Whitehead against Darius Labanauskas, and where he really did look down and out in that game,
Absolutely, yeah.
but comes back to win.
Great darts here from Rachel Brooks, though.
140.
Takes her down to 191. Now Deta, throwing first in this leg, his second favourite to win it.
Well, Rachel's got it back to Deta's throw here.
100.
Just keeps her in touch, but Rachel has effectively now got the darts in this leg. The all-important fifth leg, followed by an all-important sixth leg, and we don't know whether there's going to be a seventh.
81.
Well, she faced forwards and stared down that 191. I do just wonder, John, whether the delay in Rachel taking her darts out of the board is just maybe stopping Deta from addressing the board as quickly as she would like to.
Well, it'd be interesting
49.
to ask her later. She's used to
Rachel, you
playing
require
it, surely. She's
110.
used to, you know, she's played darts a long time, longer than anybody else in this tournament. And I would have thought that it's something she would have learned. Yes, she would have learned to contend with it. Look, she's looking away. She knows she's got to take her time.
63.
I was at that famous night in Oldham when poor old Jockey Wilson went and got a chair and sat down.
Yes.
Back
No,
in-
I don't think Rachel Brooks is
Back
doing
in.
anything
No, she's
tactical or
not.
deliberate.
No,
but
that-
92.
No,
Rachel, you require 47.
I'm not suggesting that for a moment. I'm not suggesting that happened on that occasion in Oldham back in the good old days, back in the 880s.
Well, 31, that was careless. 11 double 10. Double 10 now for 3 legs to 2.
37.
And another dart to win a leg goes begging.
Require 74.
So Deta now on 74 to take the lead for the first time. And this might be a hammer blow, John.
63 left. She's got to go 13 for bull. Unlucky.
49.
Great effort at the bull. It was the first dart that let her down, really. Because even single 14, she could have gone 20 tops. However, double 5 here now for Rachel to break the throw, put herself right in contention. 1 double 2 needed. Oh dear. So now, Deta, 25 to split for a 3-2 lead. A pivotal leg, this. 17 goes the double 4 route. And that's why she
shot the
prefers
fifth leg.
that
Deta
way.
Hedman.
That was Deta
Sixth leg,
Hedman.
Rachel to throw first.
With all her
D1.
vast experience showing there. 17 double 4. There are a number of players who go that way. And I think I remember Alan Warriner saying that he prefers that way, 17 double 4.
Well, it's so disappointing for Rachel because she scored so
41.
well in this game, but the doubles have let her down. And from 2-0 up, lost 3 straight legs. Got to compose herself, just taking a moment back of stage before turning around and looking at the darts of Deta.
100.
Yes, there was a fella. He was a Devon man, I think, Terry Down, and he was so slow. He played jockey in the. It was featured on
60.
Granada Television, recorded for later transmission. And he was so slow that jockey actually went down into the auditorium, down the steps, picked a chair up from near where Dave Lanning was commentating, took
41.
it back on the stair and sat on it while steady down. Took an age to release each dart, and it was perfectly legitimate.
And by the time he got the chair and brought it on stage, he was still releasing his first dart.
I think that's so. And Terry went on to win the game. Jockey was absolutely disgusted. He was distraught.
21.
Well, I can imagine Jockey would have been beaten all ends up, just completely thrown off by the rhythm.
Yes. I think he came from Tiverton. Probably still does.
100.
The wonderful world of darts and their throwing actions and the time it takes to release the darts. Of course, we saw the Japanese play yesterday against Wesley Harms, a very unique throwing action.
Well, 180 there from Rachel Brooks. Brilliant to behold, and what a time to get one when she's 3-2 down and way behind Deta. Now she's 61 ahead prior to this visit. Changes the leg. Turns it around.
82.
Oh, that's a good last arrow from Deta. Now, could go either way, this. Yes. Brilliant. Yes, the dancing duck, they call him. The Japanese man who played Wes Arms. Yuya Higuchi. What a lovely fella and what a great team they were.
Well, that was such an important treble 19 from Rachel Brooks because the single would have left her a bogey number 159. She had to hit the treble and is now presented with a 121. So
42.
a poor score from Deta.
Rachel, you require 120.
Rachel Brooks, it has to be said, has had nearly every leg in this game in the palm of her hand. She's had darts in every single leg of this match, and she's going to get another one here if she can hit single 11 or the treble for the bullseye to take us all the way.
76.
Well, a great effort, but a long way from the bull, as you saw. But 136 for Deta for the match. She will want to close this down if she possibly can. Evidently not going to now. And indeed, 130 left. Certainly not playing as well as she did yesterday.
26.
26 only. So Rachel Brooks, 45, to level up at 3 legs all. And I think that 180 has given her a boost. 30 wanted. Yeah.
She's gone 10 double
10
10.
double 10. She deliberately so, yes.
25.
Didn't want to go
Did
in the
you require
single 15.
110?
Now 110 for the match. Only 26 last time. Has left us still with a difficult finish. That's 90 left. That's double 18 wanted.
Game.
Oh,
Shot.
what a
And the
fantastic
match.
way to win it.
Deta Hedman.
110 finish in the end. And what looked like a match which would go all the way, Deta Hedman has pulled it out. She's won by 4 legs to 2. She's in the semi-finals of the World Trophy. And we look forward to seeing her, obviously,
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of
on
applause
that
as she leaves the
occasion.
stage.
But
Rachel
coming next is a
Brooks.
really cracking game. Andy Fordham against Glenn Durrant.
Deta, exhausted, I know. That was a real tug of war, wasn't it? Come and see me. Come and see me. That was a real tug of war. 2-0 down, 4-2 winner. Can you give us some words?
Rachel didn't let me in a few. That was hard work. I'm sorry, that was hard work. I could not focus, and I found myself thinking, come on, Rachel, it's how she plays. I'm not that fast a person myself, to be honest, but that's how she plays, and I just couldn't focus, just couldn't concentrate. And when she let me in there, I just thought, well, if you don't take this, I think I'm going to just do whatever.
Well, you took it a great way to win the match at 110 checkout. You were 2-0 down. You've done the comeback. And the hard work carries on tomorrow because we know you've got a tough game, regardless of who wins out of Corinne and Anastasia. Looking forward to tomorrow?
I always look forward to being on the stage.
And dancing with the referees. Ladies and gentlemen, Deta Hedman.